Hey guys, this is Tyler with Simply Fragrance, and back in again with another video. Hope this day's treating you well. Hope that your week's going good so far. It's Thursday, only a couple more days until the weekend, so let's try and push through and make it to Saturday, right? Today I'm going to bring you my top 5 most complimented fragrances, and I'm actually going to tag a couple different reviewers in here. So when you guys see this, just know that you were tagged, and I want to know what your top 5 most complimented fragrances are. First one I'm going to do is Jesus over at Jesus Vargas. Sorry if I butchered your last name, but you're pretty big in the fragrance game, and got a good little following. See you post all the time, especially on your Creative Ventus different batches and stuff. So really looking forward to hearing what you guys say. And the next one is over at Brosins. Sorry, I don't know your first name right now, but you've commented a lot on my videos and stuff, so we've had a pretty good connection, and looking forward to seeing what your top 5 most complimented fragrances are. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. Let's go ahead and start with this bad boy. This is Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme, and this has been a lot of my videos actually, and it's no surprise that this one would definitely get me a lot of compliments. This one is my wife's all-time favorite fragrance, according to her. Finally asked her, and she likes this and the Versace Pour Homme, but this one is her favorite. So I always get a compliment from her when I wear this, so you know, I can kind of count that, kind of not. But even just out and about, I went to Chipotle the other day, and I was wearing this, and one of the guys across the counter, he's like, "Hey man, like, not being weird, but no homo, but man, you smell really good." Like, I was like, "Oh, thanks man, I appreciate that." You know, when I worked for a company called DMP, worked in the office, wore this, and you know, got a lot of compliments off of it. This one, like I've mentioned before, this is really good, fresh, kind of woodsy, spicy ginger fragrance, and that ginger in here really pops, but there's a little bit of citrus in here, and just really fresh. I think it's a really good all year round fragrance. I think that this really shines in the spring and fall time, but like I said, you can definitely wear this all year round. I honestly, off my skin, get about 8 hours of use off of it, a good solid hour and a half, 2 hours of projection. Then after that, it kind of does become a skin scent, but that's okay, especially if you're on a date or, you know, in close proximity to people. And what's really great is this one is a very light fragrance, so you can't spray heavy. I do anywhere from 7 to 8 sprays whenever I wear this, and you know, it's not offensive at all. So first one on the list is Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme. Next one on my list, I'm gonna go ahead and go with probably one of the oldest ones in my collection. Not this specific bottle, but this fragrance. This is Montblanc Legend. And man, I got this right around the time that very first came out. I didn't know anything about you know, discounted sites or anything like that, so I did pay full retail, and it was like, I think 85 bucks, 90 bucks at Dillard's, and that's where I got it. And I got it because it smelled really similar to Abercrombie Finch Fierce, and so this was my pretty much everywhere scent. I especially wore this to church, and literally every single Sunday I would wear this. I would have 2 people tell me that I smell good. So one person that they just love this so much, they would purposely come up and smell me because of how much they liked this fragrance. So this is a real kind of a spicy, almost fougere kind of a fragrance. Doesn't smell like super barbershoppy, but it does kind of give off that fresh vibe that you get from a barbershop. Like I said, it does smell really similar to Abercrombie's Fierce. So if you remember what that smells like, it's just a really good youthful scent. I do think that you know, you kind of can wear it any age, but I do get more of a high school, college, kind of younger, younger generation vibe off of it. It's very youthful, playful, really good compliment getting. I get probably 6-8 hours off of use off of it. I do get a good solid, probably hour and a half, 2 hours projection off of it. I do spray heavy when I wear this just because it does dissipate a little bit after that. And so I'll do probably 5 or 6 sprays and that gets me going. So Montblanc Legend, man, this stuff is really good. I gotta start wearing this more. I'm really looking forward to the fall time. I do think you can wear it all year round, but I think it's a bit spicy for the summer, so that's just my opinion. Moving forward, let's go ahead and get this guy out. This is my favorite fragrance right now. I love this stuff. It's been in so many videos. This is Parfum de Lalique, and I haven't gotten a good chance to wear this. I've only wore this probably 3 or 4 times, but every single time I've wore it, I've gotten a compliment. So that's 100% for me, and that's awesome. I wore it in the early spring when I very first got it, wore it to the mall, and a couple people said I smelled great, and then wore it to my job, and there's a guy who's also really into fragrances there, and he said that I smelled terrific. So, you know, that's always a really good compliment, is when you get it from another guy, you know, another straight guy going to a straight guy saying, hey man, no homo, but you smell good. That's when you know that it actually really does smell good. So, you know, this is a very sweet honey tobacco scent. I do think that this is really honestly used for the fall, winter, and very early spring months. I would not use this in the summertime unless it's maybe like a summer night and it's, you know, 70 degrees or so, but this really does give off a fall, winter vibe. So I get about, honestly, 12 hours on my skin. After about 2.5 hours or so, it does become a real skin scent. So you can spray a little heavier at first and you know, maybe get a little bit better projection or longevity, but that's not really an issue off my skin. For whatever reason, the darker scents just really seem to resonate with, you know, my skin, and they push out on me. So yeah, so Parfums de Lalique, definitely recommend picking this stuff up. It's so good. I'm thinking about getting a backup bottle. Man, I can't say much more about this stuff. I know that this is a really popular fragrance in the fragrance world, but man, if there's gonna be one thing that I'm known for, it's this bad boy. I love this stuff. All right. Moving on, this one, I apologize, my bottle actually got kind of messed up, and so I wound up taking the cover off of it. You'll know what I'm talking about if you have it or if you've seen it. But this is Montblanc Explorer, and man, this stuff it's good. Like, this gets a lot of hate in the frag world. This gets a lot of hate on the different frag pages and whatnot. You know, they say it's cheaply inspired Aventus, it's, you know, this or that and whatever, and they're entitled to their own opinion. But man, this stuff is awesome. I freaking love this stuff. Like, you can see how much I've used. This one, I kid you not, this was the very first fragrance I've ever smelled, and I've smelled a lot of things. This one was the very first fragrance that I ever smelled it in store and was literally blown away, to the point to where I called my wife and said, hey babe, this is retail, I've got to get this stuff. This is amazing. I don't know what it was about it when I very first smelled it. This came out in February of 2019, and I've had a bottle ever since. This stuff is a Creative Ventus inspired clone. I'm not gonna say that it's not, but I think that it takes kind of a different direction after the first, you know, hour and a half or so. This is kind of gets the black pepper really comes out in here, and then there's a leather note that really comes out, and it dries down, and it's a very, very, very good scent. You know, I've worn this a lot, and I've gotten a lot of compliments off of this, but one in particular that sticks out to me is I used to work for a security company, and I'd have to drive to Joplin a lot of times because I didn't have a lot of people in the area. So I spray this on at like 7 in the morning. I do an install. I'm all hot and sweaty. I kind of cool off, get my truck, get AC going. I go and get gas, okay? Now, this is around noon or so, so it's been on for like 5 hours, And then I've been hot and sweaty, crawling through an attic, and you know, I feel disgusting. But I go into this gas station, get a water, get a snack, and the lady at the register, she literally, her eyes got as big as saucers. She goes, "Oh my God, what are you wearing?" I was like, "Oh man, she's gonna tell me I stink or I'm sweaty or something like that." And I was like, "Yeah, sorry, it's probably me. I'm, you know, really hot and sweaty." She goes, "No, like this is the most beautiful scent I've ever smelled." And I was like, "Oh, really? I can't even smell it, but it's Montblanc Explorer." She goes, "Man, this stuff is amazing. You got to tell me where you got it, how'd you get it?" And, you know, told her about it, and gave her, you know, for reference purposes, I gave her my number, so that way she could get in contact if she ever needs a place to get it. And she said that she got a bottle for her husband, and her husband loved it, and then he told a couple people about it. And so literally just off me walking through a gas station, you know, 3 or 4 different people wound up buying this fragrance. So this is on discounted sites now, so I did see it on fragrance.net for like $50 something. And man, this stuff is so good. I think that this is a great all year round fragrance. I think that it really does shine the best in the fall and spring months. It is a great summer scent, but that leather note that I get off my nose kind of comes out, and it kind of can feel a little sticky if you're wearing it in the extreme heat. So that's just my opinion. So, but anyways, Montblanc Explorer. It gets a lot of hate, but I personally think that it's a gem, you know, and if you don't like it, that's fine. I personally love it. So moving on, last but not least, and I say this one for the last because this also is 100% cologne. Every time I've worn it, I've gotten a compliment, and I've worn this more than Herod. So that's why I say this for the last. And this is Parfum Legend. This bad boy. Oh my gosh, what can we say? Like, I've done a review on it. Everyone and their brother has done a review on it. This is a woody, spicy apple monster. You know, everyone says that this is just a great crisp apple scent. I do kind of get that, but I mainly get just a woody, spicy with that fresh apple in there. And literally every single time I've worn this, and I've worn this countless times. I mean, I would say at least 20 times or so. You know, I did have a little sample that I was rocking for a while. And so when I very first started my job, and then my previous job I worked at, we had a little barbecue, and it was like a cold, I think it was like March or something like that. You know, somewhere in there. It was still kind of cold, rainy day. I put this bad boy on, and 2 of my coworkers were like, "Oh my God, you smell terrific." And they asked me what it was, told them, and then, you know, what other time really stood out? I was going through the mall actually, and this couple walked by, and literally the guy and girl both at the same time turned around and said, "Sir, oh my God, what are you wearing?" And I said, "Oh man, this is gonna be another time like I thought was, you know, the Montblanc Explorer." I was like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know if it's too strong, or, you know, if you don't like it, sorry." And they said, "No, what is that? I need to get a bottle like right now." And I said, "Oh, well, this is a niche fragrance, so it's gonna be, you know, kind of costly, but this is Parfum Legend. It's one of my favorites." And they said, "Yeah, no, like, this is amazing. Can we buy your bottle off of you?" And I said, "Well, I don't have it with me, and I'm not going to sell it to you, but I can tell you where to get it." You know, showed them different sites, and then got them a hold of you know, someone off of Frag Addicts that, you know, sells it, and so they were able to get it, and so they love it. And I know that this is a lot of people's signature scent, and it's just an overall beast. I get like, you know, 18 hours off of it. I get like 3 hours of solid projection. It just does wonders on my skin. So if you haven't smelled it, definitely recommend it. I don't think it's a safe blind buy. And what's funny is, like, whenever I very first smelled this, like, I don't know, a couple years ago, I didn't like it. I was like, "Man, what's this hype about? I just smell spicy, whatever. Like, I don't get it." And I kind of put it off. And then finally, one day, I had a shoebox full of little samples. I pulled it out, and I was like, I'll wear it. And it was like in the, I think it was like fall time. Put it on, went outside, kind of forgot about it. And then like 2 hours down the road, went to Walmart, and someone was like, "Hey man, like, you smell good. What is that?" And so I was like, "Oh, okay, well, yeah, this is what it is." So after that, started wearing it more, and then I just, for whatever reason, it clicked one day. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is really good stuff. Like, I really enjoy this now." So anyways, yeah, guys, this has been my top 5 most complimented fragrances. Again, I did tag Jesus and BroSense. If you guys watch this video, I want to know what your most complimented fragrances are. So, guys, be sure and like, subscribe, share. I have started up an Instagram over at Simply Fragrance 2815. So be sure and check that out. I'm gonna start posting videos there, and yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. God bless.